Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's begin with the heart tap as we greet our neighbors. I can't think of a better way to conclude 2021 than to join together celebrating Shabbat. The pandemic started in 2020, March 2020. 2021 was certainly, we celebrated Shabbats for many of us on Zoom, some in the sanctuary, but raise your hand if you attended more Shabbat services in 2021 than almost any other year before, because I know many people have been with us. Now, raise your hand if you think you've almost been to every Friday night service on Zoom. It's pretty extraordinary. And so one of the true blessings of being able to come together on Zoom, I am in gallery view seeing each of you, and I must say it is a true blessing to see all of you. There's a lot to be thankful for this evening. And so we thought we would begin with a video that Maddie helped compile. And it's about 4 minutes, but I can't think of a better way to kind of celebrate the year that passed at Temple Beth Elohim. So Emily, thank you for being behind the scenes, if you're able to show us the video.
What has brought you joy this year?
Singing together, celebrating together, at times eating together, or simply gathering on Zoom together with a heart tap and learning and praying and doing and growing together.
Playing Monopoly and watching weird TV. And for the first time in my life, I started to watch football. And for some odd reason, that has brought me joy.
Since the very beginning of the pandemic, one of the things that has brought me great joy and has had a regular, constant presence in my life has been our Shabbat morning minyan and Torah study. We're not all walking into the Beit Midrash, but we're all walking into people's homes in some sense. People are inviting us in to study with them at their kitchen table.
I've been so blessed to be able to not just to sing, but to create music with others. Being able to create sacred memories here at TBE in a creative way, including the Maccabeats, which really brought a ton of joy, not just to me, but I think to our whole community. It was like really, really special.
We had 4 generations in this building celebrating together, bringing such light and song and joy and excitement and just unbound energy. And it gave me such a sense of hope of what we can do in 2022.
I want to remember that we can do hard things. I want to remember that no matter how difficult life gets, there is a way to find joy, and there's a way to do good, and there's a way to go on.
The amount of energy in the Tikkun Olam world is amazing and surprising. Like, I thought that I knew it before, and then now having this opportunity to be VP of Tikkun Olam has shown me the multitudes of people involved and the energy and dedication, and like every single person who works on Tikkun Olam seems to have more than 24 hours in the day.
There's no playbook. The playbooks that we used might not be right for this current moment, and the playbooks that we relied on for the time before that may or may not work right now. So the beautiful thing about there being no playbook is that you get to invent where you're going. The completely terrifying thing about having no playbook is you never know when you're doing the right thing.
I feel like I'm learning all over again how to be a teacher, which is really great. It's always a good reminder of like, I don't know everything yet, and it's exciting and it's invigorating to be learning new skills and putting new things to the test and to mess up and to do better the next day and to be with students and with colleagues who are there to be like, okay, how do we make tomorrow better?
Christine and I were the first two people back in the building, and it felt so overwhelming to look at Jody and Shauna and Rabbi Sissenwein, Rabbi Sherman, Rabbi Sapphire, and just think, oh my gosh, yes. And then it was so painful as a reminder that it was going to be such a slow process, but that we had the courage to do it. And it felt like such an honor and such a responsibility. And then when the bulletin came out, and my son Gabriel, it doesn't say much, he's like, you're on the cover of the most important magazine. And I thought to myself, oh my God, like Vogue has finally recognized me. But it wasn't Vogue, it was a bulletin from the temple. And it sits up in our home.
As the Hasidic masters often teach, that at the beginning of creation, there was an abundance of light. And it was all placed in the world. And then it was brought back up to God in order to make space for the world. And that light, it couldn't contain itself in such a small space. So it shattered and broke out, and it spread all throughout the world. And the Hasidic masters teach us that part of our way that we walk in the world is to be able to see that light. I think one of the ways that I've found shalom, if shalom is the pursuit of wholeness, and we're living in a broken, fractured world, so many of us are walking and living in the pursuit of filling in that broken space.
Like, this is where I come to feel more like me.
I feel like I can be a better version of myself when I'm in this community, which I guess means I feel a sense of shalom when I'm here.
In 2022, I hope that every member of our community feels comfortable and feels that they belong in this community, and that every member can find their place at TBE.
I'm hopeful for, the continuity of great things, and I hope that it comes with a sense of ease and peace.
At this point, nothing really surprises me because everything is new and different all the time. The question is how do we find the courage, the strength, and the inspiration to keep walking forward into those surprises and into that unknown with a sense of joy and purpose and meaning.
Those are the moments, those few, just gotta grab them.
Thank you, Maddie. When we celebrate a new secular year, people find that most resolutions are about diet or going to the gym or spending more time in a certain way in meditation or with family. But in Judaism, when we celebrate the new year, we usually don't think of how we're going to spend our time. We think about how we're going to be present in the world, how we're going to be the best people we can be, the people that God intended us to be. And so I hope we can do this both tonight during Shabbat and then later celebrating as the clock turns to 2022. So it's great to see everyone. I want to welcome our guests. I know we have guest rabbis and cantors joining us this evening as well. Let's join together in song and celebrate Shabbat.
In fact, Rabbi, I'm not sure if that was a cue to sing another nigun. We can definitely do that. But I was thinking we might move to candlelighting and bring in the light that we have been feeling from our community members. And so I invite you, if you have candles in front of you, to bring them forward in front of your computer. Ensure that you're back in gallery view so that we can light the Shabbat candles as one community.
אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Amen. As we are on the threshold of this new year, we offer each other blessings of health and happiness and joy and peace and all of these things. And so we who form this community together, we who are going to be with each other as we stand on this threshold, we wish each other blessings, shalom, and peace and harmony and all of these beautiful things. So let us join together in song as we welcome in the angels to spend Shabbat with each of us.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashanah, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Marchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Marchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So let us go forth together. Let us go forth to greet Shabbat with Lecha Dodi.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, leshem ultiferet v'litila echad odi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechad odi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Emily, can we go back one slide? Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haveracha mirosh mikerem nesucha sof maaseh v'machshava tchila lecha dodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitareri, hitareri, ki ba'or
table, we invite you to please rise in body or spirit as we greet the Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha uv'tzola, toch emunei ham segula, boi chala, boi chala, olachadodi likrat kala, o penei Shabbat nekabela, olachadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, penei Shabbat
Maintain that elevated posture, that elevated sense of intention as we transition into worship Baruch Hu.
I invite you to keep standing, body or spirit. La 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 Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed, lai la lai, la la lai lai lai, la la lai lai lai, la la lai.
Take a moment to listen. Shema, Shema Yisrael, listen. Israelites, listen to the sound of the year that has passed. Listen to it echoing in your heart, in your mind. Hear what it has taught you. Let those echoes stay with you as together we recite the Shema, reminding us what is always constant.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
And as always, a constant prayer that we hold in our hearts is that there be love and peace with us, with everyone we love, with all the worlds in this year and the next. Let's join together for Let There Be Love.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkivenu Lishalom
V'ha'amidenu Shomreinu l'chaim Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkivenu Lishalom. Let there be love, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Yasher Koach, Asher, and Lev, thank you so much for adding to our prayers tonight. Your voices are so sweet together as well. So let us transition to this biggest moment in our tefillah, in our prayer service, as the rabbis teach us, the moment when we are warmed up together as a community and we stand before God ready to open up our own hearts. Our rabbis teach us we have to open up our own lips first. And we actually ask Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, please open up our lips. So I asked myself tonight, why do we need these instructions? And I was thinking, we only need the instructions if it's something perhaps difficult to do. So as we express our gratitude tonight, let us dig deep. This is our last formal chance of gratitude in the year of 2021. Let us think of those blessings perhaps that we have not yet mentioned in this year. God, open up our lips. Let us find and express and proclaim the blessings that we have shared this year. So the chat is open. We invite you to do so. And I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we continue.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach V'yagid Tehilatecha Adonai Sifatai Tiftach V'yagid Tehilatecha. Open up our lips so we may praise your name. Open up our hearts so we may feel our pain. Open up our souls so that our love make us whole. We will praise your name, Adonai Sifatai Tiftach V'yagid Tehilatecha Adonai Sifatai Tiftach V'yagid Tehilatecha.
So let us take a moment to continue to express the prayers, meditations, blessings, and gratitude of our hearts.
והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי יהיו לי רצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. You ratzon imre fi והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי
As the chat box is opened once again, we offer prayers for those who are in need of healing, healing of mind, of body, of spirit, or of soul. So if you're thinking of someone in need of healing, I invite you to place the names of those we are thinking about and asking for these blessings in the chat box. And certainly, as so many are continuing to confront COVID, both physically and emotionally, we also ask for healing upon them as well. And so let us join together.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheberach imotenu
so on each Shabbat, we also give thanks to God for the divine wonders in our lives, the opportunity to give thanks to God for the blessings that we encounter each and every day and annually as we celebrate in our own lives. So if you've celebrated a birthday this week, would you raise your hand? And so we can, Asher, happy birthday to you. And I think someone else in your family, Alan, happy birthday to you as well. I hope that you guys were able to celebrate. As I go through the screens here, any other birthdays? How about an anniversary? Anybody have an anniversary this week? Colleagues, are you seeing it? Thank you, Rabbi Sapphire. And any other God-given moments, I invite you to raise your hand so we can just recognize you in the sacred experience that you encountered this week. We celebrate with you. And so for birthdays and anniversaries and all of the blessings that we see and experience within our lives, let us give thanks to God with words of Shechianu.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו הזמן הזה.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Happy almost 2022. A few words of Torah on this New Year's Eve for all of you. As you are probably aware, there are many traditions of making a top 10 list or a year in review list when the secular year comes to an end. I'm not really sure where the tradition comes from, but in thinking about it, I've come to the conclusion that it's a rather Jewish ritual. The idea of a top 10 seems to be a concept dating all the way back to Moses and the commandments. It's quite interesting to me that many people don't even remember that there are 613 commandments, as the top 10 are so well known and accounted for. So why this practice of making a top 10 list? Well, at least for me, we are a very reflective people, commanded to remember and also commanded to count our blessings. The act of sitting down to craft a list is quite nostalgic and cathartic in nature, an exercise in prioritizing our values and shaping the story we will remember when we look back on the previous year. Narrowing down a list is an act of memory making, but even more so, I'd say it's a spiritual practice of gratitude. And it really does take practice or effort. For sometimes in certain years, say perhaps this past one, it seems easier to think of a bottom 10 list instead of a top 10 list. So this week, I made it my goal to come up with the top 10 Jewish headlines and highlights of 2021. And what came to my mind first? Not the top highlights, but rather the lows. When I thought about it in theory, I thought the top 10 list might write itself, but I might have been wrong. This is what came to my mind first. Number 1, the disruption of life celebrations because of the ongoing pandemic. Number 2, the continued rise of anti-Semitism. Number 3, the attack on our nation's capital
just 6 days into the new year. Number 4, the ready or not, here I come nature of Rosh Hashanah, falling on Labor Day. Number 5, of course, the supply chain cream cheese shortage that is still wreaking havoc on our bagel shops and Jewish delis and is a daily interruption in my life for sure. And I came up with a few more too. You see, it's often hard to complete an exercise on gratitude. Sometimes our minds go to other places first. I actually had to do a lot of reading, researching, flipping through the news stories and the pictures to jog my memory and bring up all the good stuff. I found it to be worth the effort to work on this reflective exercise, though. It felt really good to end this year with praise and thanksgiving for all the blessings our Jewish community experienced. Gratitude is sometimes hard to express, but so important. I will admit it was much easier to reflect on the highs when doing it together with others. So I will start with a thanks and a shout out to my friends in the fast crowd who are way more in the pop culture know than I am. So here we go, the top 10 Jewish highlights of 2021. Number 10, Paul Rudd, yes, a Jew, was named People magazine's swellest man alive in 2021. Number 9, Nobel Prizes were awarded to Jews in 2 categories. David Julius for his accomplishments in physiology and medicine, and Joshua Angrist in economics. Number 8, in the music world, Tiffany Haddish won a Grammy for Best Comedy Album for her Netflix special, Black Mitzvah. And Joni Leeds, a singer-songwriter who frequently leads Shabbat children's programming and a friend of Jillian Cole's and a guest artist at Temple Beth Elohim, won the Grammy for Best Children's Album for All the Ladies, which contains a musical ode to the late Jewish Supreme Court Justice, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Number 7, Jews on TV. The 3rd season of Shtisel was released. Season 2 of the heartwarming comedy Ted Lasso aired this year, and Jewish actor Brett Goldstein, known as Roy Kent, won a well-deserved Emmy. The Great British Baking Show got Jewish food right. Jürgen Kraus should have won, but either way, his Passover charoset pavlova topped with chocolate-covered matzah pyramids was a work of art. Jewish actress Mayim Bialik shared Jeopardy hosting duties with former champion Ken Jennings. She stumped contestants with a question about cholent and brought Hanukkah to the set. And I just heard 2 nights ago that our colleague, Senior Rabbi and Cantor Angela Buchdahl, was the subject of a clue. I think it was Wednesday night, if you want to go back and watch. And finally, in this category, Bridgerton captured our hearts, or I might say mine at least. No, actress Golda Rosheuvel is not Jewish, but Bridgerton, the book, was written by Jewish romance author Julia Quinn. So I'm claiming this as a Jewish pop culture moment, and certainly looking forward to March for season 2. Number 6, Broadway on the big screen. Jewish Puerto Rican playwright Quiero Alegre Judas adapted In the Heights for the screen. I should tell you, you can cheer when you hear things that you feel like should be on the list. Jewish director Steven Spielberg finally directed a musical, West Side Story, of course. And while we celebrated the life of Jewish composer and lyricist Stephen Sondheim, who died at age 91, Mandy Patinkin wrote, "The guy who wrote my prayers has died. His words were my Torah." So we celebrated his life this year. Finally, Jewish actor Andrew Garfield was cast as Jewish writer Jonathan Larson in Tick, Tick, Boom. Number 5, Jews in sports. And surprisingly, this is a long list, which is amazing. Israel's national baseball team played at the Tokyo Olympics. Teenagers Jacob Steinmetz and Ellie Kligman became the first two observant Orthodox Jews drafted into Major League Baseball. Jewish basketball greatest of all time, Sue Bird, was the flag bearer for Team USA in Tokyo. In her 5th Olympic appearance, she and teammate Diana Taurasi made history, winning their 5th gold medal, the only basketball players, men or women's, ever to achieve that feat. Israeli gymnast Linoy Ashram became the first Israeli woman to win an Olympic gold medal in any sport. And currently, the Yeshiva University, wait, let me just start this again. The Yeshiva University basketball team is the top ranked Division III team in the country and has a winning streak of 40 days and 50 games. An amazing feat. Number 4, conservative rabbis Ariella Rosen and Becca Walker celebrated their Jewish wedding in October and became the first queer rabbinical couple to be married in the conservative movement. Mazel tov to them. Their rabbi, Megan Goldmarsh, is also queer. She officiated, and both brides broke a glass at the outdoor ceremony and further sweetened the day with apple cobbler. Number 3, Doug Emhoff became the second gentleman. Mr. Emhoff posted a tweet near Thanksgiving and shared that the moment he was most grateful for in 2021 was hanging a mezuzah in the VP residence. Number 2, on the pandemic front, Israel was among the first countries to vaccinate and the first to roll out boosters. Mikael Dolsten, Pfizer's Jewish chief scientist, brought us one of the leading scientific breakthroughs of our lifetime. And we have to acknowledge again, Drew Weissman, who is credited as the scientist responsible for the pioneering breakthroughs that allowed for the development of the mRNA vaccine. He is a Jewish University of Pennsylvania professor. And number 1, I guess I should ask for a drum roll. Our beloved Jewish institutions made it possible for us to gather in community this year, whether it was virtually or in person. So many of this year's joys were spent right here with you. Modim anachnu lach, we thank you, God, for all these blessings that have come into the world through the Jewish community. Acknowledging our individual blessings is inherently a Jewish act too, a mitzvah of great importance. We do so every morning when we recite Nasim B'chol Yom, the miracles for every day, and several times a day when we pray the Shmona Esrei, the 18 prayers of gratitude in the Amidah. On Shabbat, we share 7 blessings of gratitude, and many have the custom of reciting at least 100 blessings of gratitude every single day. In fact, the Hebrew word modim, thanks, has a gematria of 100 when you add up the value of each Hebrew letter. Several Torah scholars teach us one who says modim properly is considered to have fulfilled 100 blessings. Here in our community, we have created a new way to ritualize the practice of expressing our gratitude each week during Shabbat services. I want to thank Maddie Goldman, our staff producer, for collecting the gratitude posts from our Shabbat Zoom this year. She helped me to choose the top blessings that we have counted together as a community. And here are some of the most popular. From January 1st, 2021, which was Shabbat last year. New beginnings, family time, hope. From January 29th, this community, joy and gratitude for new life, my first COVID vaccine. February 12th, rejoining with the CASA community, friendships, music, and this beautiful community. March 12th, brisket, gefilte fish. I personally disagree with this one, but okay, Wilton Levine. Being back in the sanctuary, family, Passover bagels, and Susan's brisket. I don't know which Susan, but they must all be amazing. April 23rd, signs of spring, the people at the temple for the blood drive, hugs, appreciation for Shabbat, and knowing especially that on Friday night, no one is alone. May 28th, family, music, love, TBE, vaccines, this beautiful space of love and prayer. July 2nd, time with family, Jewish camp. September 24th, boosters, nature as the weather turns towards fall, gratitude for the beautiful high holy days for life and family. December 10th, a week of Hanukkah happiness, gratitude for Holy Schwitz, this little temple group that meets every Sunday is the best part of my week. More than 100 blessings we have shared together in this community this year. While it has become a common practice to just remember the top 10, may our Jewish tradition remind us that our blessings are limitless. And when we come together in community to share our blessings, may they increase tenfold. So let us end with our prayer of gratitude from the Amidah. Modim anachnu lach. We thank you for you are our God and God of our ancestors forever. Rock of our lives, shield of our salvation. You are the one from generation to generation. We thank you and tell of your praises regarding our lives, which are in your hands, regarding our souls, which are entrusted to you, regarding your miracles, which are with us every day, and regarding your wonders and favors, which are with us in every moment, evening, morning, and afternoon. You are good, for your compassion is never ending. You are compassionate, for your kindnesses never cease. Ki me'olam kivinu lach, from the beginning of time, we have put our hope in you. And let us all say, Amen. Shabbat shalom.
אנחנו לך שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו לעולם ועד. מודים אנחנו לך שאתה הוא אדוני Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu le'olam va'ed. We thank you for your guidance. We thank you for your love. We thank you for our freedom and the shelter from above. Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu le'olam.
Of course, on Shabbat, we also express gratitude for all of those individuals who helped shape us and lead us to this day. And it's at this moment we especially acknowledge those who are no longer physically present on this earth, but continue to live on in our hearts. And I recite the name Martin Saltzman, the father of Julie Kreis, who passed away during the past 30 days, this period of Shloshim. I also ask that you use the chat box this evening to record those names of individuals you're remembering, whose yahrzeit it may be, or if you are in the period of mourning, meaning you've lost an immediate family member during the past 30 days, or a parent during the past 11 months. And I've been asked to recite the names of Jean Goldstein, the mother of Phyllis Sisson-Wine, and my grandmother, Harold Ifshin, the father of Vicky Zell. Edith Rifkin, the wife of Ted Rifkin and the mother of Susan Karen. Boris Schwartzman, the father of Paul Schwartzman. Phil Michelson, a longtime congregant and the husband of Ronnie Michelson. And Ed Lindy, the father of Karen Packman and the wife of Joyce Lindy. We think of all of them, along with all of those individuals whose names are now recorded in our chat room, as we now recite words of Mourner's Kaddish. And Emily, if you can please place the words on the screen so that the mourners can rise if you're able, or sit up with a certain presence as we think of these individuals. We recite the words, Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach ruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon v'yomechon, v'b'chayed chol Beit Yisrael, b'agalav izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah m'varach le'olam u'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei t'kudashah b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata ta'amiran v'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So there's no better way to start the new year with Shabbat Minyan and Torah study. So we hope you'll join us tomorrow morning. And then let's not forget our New Year celebration with our sister congregation in Or Hadash, which will be at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Haifa time. We hope you can join the celebration. Then we will meet, God willing, in the building and on Zoom next Friday night Shabbat, followed by a lot of learning from the study of from Caring Community Learning. It's called Belonging for Everybody, Fat Torah Workshop on the Abundant Divine Image. Time of learning to the Racial Justice Initiative, hosting a learning on the challenge of homelessness in our society. There's Tuesday morning Torah study. There is T-Bell. There is just so much taking place. So we hope you'll join us through the month. But let's now celebrate with Kiddush and Motzi, and then wish each other Shabbat Shalom. So if you have a glass of champagne in front of you, that certainly works as the products of grapes, the fruit of the vine, or a good Manischewitz will do as well. So if you'll lift your cup in the air, which means you may appear on our screen as we recite the words of Kiddush together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahavahu v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikrah kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vayhu v'acharta ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך ואהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. I love the all negative. We celebrate with you. May this be a year of health and joy and love and community and lots of mitzvahs. So if you have a challah in front of you, the pressure's on because you're still on the screen. Ah, what a beautiful challah. Let's read together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tehavon.
Beautiful challahs. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Happy New Year 2022. Happy New Year. Let's wish each other Shabbat shalom.
Everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Happy New Year. Shabbat
shalom. Martha and Don.
Shalom, Barbara. Shabbat shalom, Orange Sapphire.
Welcome back.
Rhonda, how's your challah?
Shabbat shalom.
Hey, and Mary. Shabbat
Shalom, Julie.
Julie, enjoy the
Hi, Julie Walton.
Shalom, Rhonda. Shabbat shalom, Nancy and Margie. Shabbat shalom,
I want to see your guitar. Okay, you're eating in Montana. Shalom, Harriet.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone. And Shabbat shalom.
Howdy. And Nancy and Howard.
Shabbat shalom, Eric.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Good to see you, John.
With the way you talk. Lorelai, you can have one piece. Learn to understand much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Diane. Oh, look, Rosalie. Shabbat shalom, Rhonda.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Good 2022.
So put this in the